Welcome to our chat on the couch today, Nathan.
It's great to be back. Sunshine is here, warmer weather now. Seems like we're having early spring.
It does indeed, absolutely. That would be nice, wouldn't it?
Well, it's in real estate market, it feels like we're having a little bump and a little peak at the moment. So perhaps we are having an early spring.
Exactly, maybe the sun's a sign. It definitely seems to be a little bit of a change in the air in terms of real estate, which brings us nicely into our topic today, where I know you'd like to discuss a little bit about the real estate economy, or in fact the economy in general and how closely tied in with real estate that is.
Sure.
Yeah, and I know you've promised to explain it to me nice and simply, so that we can understand how all that works together.
Sure, I'll try to make it as succinct as I possibly can, so we can make sure everybody understands. Because there's like the inflation, there's like the Phillips curves and a whole lot of stuff we've spoken about in the past. Let me go back. Last week I caught up with a C-suite executive of one of the major banks. Now, I know we're having a little peak at the moment, and there's demand and supply. They go hand in hand in real estate. And the most important thing we need to watch is the demand and supply. When there's demand is low, the supply is high, means the market is slower, market is quieter, right? Because the buyers have got choices to choose from, right? At the moment, we're having so much demand and not enough supply, and people are holding back. Now, why people are holding back? As I said, I caught up with a C-suite executive of one of the major banks, and he was saying that 92% of Kiwis at the moment have a mortgage rate below 6%. 61% are below 3%, as you know, because I've got some notes here, right? 23% of people have got mortgages below 3%. Now, imagine what happens once that 92% fix their mortgage at 6% and above, right? But once they become afloat, right? What happens is there's going to be a bunch of people that can't hold on to their houses. It's going to be harder to pay mortgage, of course. And now what will happen? People will need to sell, not because they want to sell at the moment. They're sitting down in a mortgage rate which is a little bit slower. Hence, you don't see many houses on the market. Well, I'm sitting in a mortgage interest rate of under 4%. Why would I want to go and look for a house or sell? Yeah. The second thing is developers. Still, there's thousands of sections to come to the market. So again, as I said, supply, right? There's going to be a whole lot of supply. And yes, developers, people that buy, it's only sections perhaps, yes, but people that bought sections, the majority of them has got houses to sell.
True.
So you've got an avalanche of houses and sections coming to the market. There might be some of them already sold off plans, which yes, but those people that bought it, they've got houses to sell, right? And then the next thing is unemployment rate. At the moment, it's 3.4%. As the inflation drops and the interest rates go higher, what happens is an unemployment rate will increase. That's what happens, right? As your inflation under control, and get the inflation rate under control, and if interest rate goes high, the unemployment rate increases. Because why? Because now interest rate is high. We've got the inflation. They're trying to get inflation under control, and what happens when interest rate is high? People rather have their money in the bank than go and spend it, right? When they spend it, that slows the economy down. Does that make sense so far?
Yeah, I think I'm following.
Sure,
yes, yep,
sure.
Absolutely.
And then the next thing is the exodus of landlords who cannot pay the high mortgage rates. They are about to come. Obviously, you know, as we said, 92% of Kiwis, they have got the mortgage rates under 6%. So they will go out, and then what happens is that when they go out and sell property and they can't buy, obviously when you've got the landlords, because at the moment it's so hard for landlords to purchase properties, right? There's stipulation about taxes, there's stipulation about, like, you got to hold on to for 5 years.
Bright line testing.
The bright line taxing, all that kind of stuff, right? So what happens is it made it hard for landlords. What happens is now is the landlords, they're like, okay, well, why the hell want to buy properties, right? So the increase in the rental, that's going to increase. And then also, because there's going to be less rentals, the people that've got rental properties, they're going to put their property prices up, or rent prices up, right?
And there's already a shortage of rentals, really, isn't there already?
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. So it's a horrible thing when you come up with a policy that actually hurts the people, right? So that was one of the policies. And people say, when I speak to people, they talk about national coming in power. Yes, I appreciate that. If and when they come in power, it will take a little while to get everything under control. It could take a while. You know, they are saying they're going to do some good stuff. Yes, I appreciate that. They're going to hopefully make it easy for landlords, so landlords can buy, investors can buy properties, and so they can rent out properties for people who need. But that takes time. It's not going to be they come in October and November, everything's going to take care of itself, right? So that won't happen. Now, for example, if I can give you, people say immigrants, they're coming into to the country, right? We yet to sell a property to an overseas or immigrant at the moment, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they're saying these immigrants coming to the market. Yes, they might be coming to the market, but majority of them renting it. They're coming for rental property, so that's going to push the rental prices up, which is, again, that's another form of inflation, right? Not ideal. So investors, why are investors out at the moment? They're not buying, apart from the government has made it so hard on them. One thing. The second thing is the interest rate is so high. There's obviously maintenance. There is obviously I did a bit of calculation. What I did was, let's assume you bought a property for $1 million, right? And you rent the property out for $700. The $700, 52 times for 52 weeks. Let's say you got it fully occupied because so much demand. That's $36,400 interest alone, right? Now, at 6.5% plus maintenance plus insurance, that's about $65,000 on $1 million property. Why would an investor want to buy an investment property when there's no return on it, right? And you're buying it when the market is pretty high already.
Yes.
And if you did a $500,000 property, it's about $32,000, and the rental for that is only $500. Why would somebody want to invest in a property where they don't get the return, and the capital growth is not going to be huge either, because we're still coming off the peak?
And there's lack of supply as well of those lower end properties, because it's a high need market with first home buyers, and investors are often competing for the same properties, aren't
Sure.
they?
Why would it make sense for an investor to buy? So hence, it brings me back to just wrap this up. If you're thinking about selling, now would be a great time. I reckon the market is going to slow down. We still haven't seen the bottom.
Okay.
They are saying that the bottom is already here, but they saying that. So the goal of the government and the Reserve Bank is not to stop the market, to slow it down or to make it faster. At the moment, as always, the Reserve Bank is slow to raise the interest rate. Like, you know what happened? They dropped it to 2% and everything, boom, the market took off, right? And they're going to be again slow to raise, to lower the market.
Okay.
The market is going to be, I think, as I've seen this in the past, I think we're going to see another 15-20% further market will come back.
Wow, okay.
Before we calibrate, the market calibrates and have the healthy growth of 4%.
So probably at least until the end of this year, maybe even into next year?
I think the market will keep coming back probably early next year, because as I said, with 92% of
yes,
kiwis are still under lower interest rate.
Yeah.
So I'm suggesting probably towards first quarter next year, that would be the bottom I'm suggesting, because there's going to be some people that need to sell the property. There's going to be a whole lot of developers having their houses on the market. Unemployment rate's going to increase, and the inflation rate might come back. Might come back with the way they're raising interest rate. What is it? Last 18 months have been 12-13 times. So
okay. Wow. Fantastic summary. You've done well to explain it to someone like me who's not completely au fait with economy. But yeah, I think there's a lot of food for thought there. and for those that are, as you said, thinking about selling, they can always touch base with you if they want to find out more information.
Myself or the team here
Yeah,
at Najib,
absolutely.
we're here to help you. Obviously, I was trying to condense this in 2, 3, 4 minutes, however long it was, but we probably need it's a conversation and half an hour over a cup of tea to explain to people what needs to be done and why, because you hear the media, and in most of the cases, it's not actually what's happening in the market. So give us a call if there's any question you have at all.
Brilliant. Thanks, Nathan.